It's me, Wyatt Boger, here in my trailer at the new trailer park I'm living at, and we are about a month away from the election. I have a special public service announcement. Vote for Donald J. Trump, best president ever. That's right, liberals, you take that. You liberal, whatever you want to call yourselves. But anyways, I am laying low, staying on social media, because nobody is going to silence what I have to say. They're not going to take away my First or my Second Amendment rights, and I'm just preparing. And I hope you are too. I hope you're getting ready for Armageddon 2020, because there's a lot of foolishness and shenanigans going on, which I'm going to talk about. But for now, what I want to recommend is to prepare for end of times. Now, I'm always waiting for that anyways, but I think we are much closer than ever before. So I've got my flashlight, and I've got ammo, I've got the canned goods, and of course, my gun. So I'm all set, and I hope you and yours are too. And what I would strongly suggest to do is keep your eyes on the prize. Now, what I mean is keep a lookout for any kind of funny, shady business. I'm talking about keep an eye, watch those polls, watch what they're doing, them liberals. Watch them very closely, because this election is going to be rigged. It is going to be the most corrupt, fraudulent election we have ever had in history. And they're going to try to take it away from our main man, Trump. And we can't allow it. We've got to get out there and not only vote, but we're watching you. Our eyes are on you. We own you, libs. You just can't accept that fact. So, speaking of keeping an eye on what's going on, I've got this new neighbor who moved in about 2 trailers down, and I just do not trust her. I am convinced that floozy is a member of a radical left-wing terrorist mob. And every day there's strangers going in and out of there. I don't know who they are. I don't know, maybe she's hooking on the side or selling crystal meth, but there's just something that don't smell or sit right. And today, there were some coloreds who went in there. And I am really getting really uneasy now, because this has been a couple of days, and I think they're members of Antifa. I'm almost sure of it. So all I gotta say is, this is a frightening time. It really has gotten out of hand, and I blame it, of course, on the Democrats and liberals and left-wing radicals. And you know what's been going on. You've seen what's happening. By the way, that kid, that 15, 16 years old, walks down the street with an AR-15 right on. You go down that street and you start firing at anybody that looks at you the wrong way, because you stand your ground. That's what I say. He was protecting himself. It was in self-defense, because he was there. And listen, there were coloreds running all over the place. So I'd be scared too if I was the only whitey walking down the street. So I'm glad he had his AR-15, was packing that heat, because I would have done the same. So that's what I gotta say. And I know there's gonna be people who say, no, you shouldn't have said that. No, that's why I am on social media, because I'm gonna say what I feel, and you're not gonna stop me, libs. I own the libs, I own you, so you can't tell me how to express myself. But get back to that neighbor. I don't trust her. So they're doing something, and it ain't right. Yes, I did get into a little bit of trouble with the government, and I had that run-in with the military, and yes, I did fudge myself. I had a little accident, but I explained myself. It was just a big misunderstanding, and everything is fine now. I just happened to click on the wrong page on the internet, on the dark web, when I was looking up something about how to mix together a white substance. But I was not planning anything against the government. In fact, it's just I said to them, I am for my president. I am on his team, on his side. And I'm trying to protect him. This is about protecting my president, my country. America, you true patriots out there, you know who you are. Rock on, America, because we are united. And I will fight for my community. Yes, those of us who are the true Americans and not those lips, because we own those lips. And all this violence is from the left, not the right. It's from the leftist mobs. And I just said, I'm just ready and preparing in case it gets totally out of hand and there's martial law. I hope it doesn't come to that, but if it does, I got my guns. And nobody's gonna take my guns. They're gonna have to pry from my dead cold hands. But I'm gonna form a militia if I have to, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna protect our communities, because right now all them libs in the Democrats' cities are burning to the ground. That's right. And if Biden gets in there, they're gonna burn down completely to the ground, and we're all gonna be deeply, deeply screwed. So that's all, and I explained everything, and everything was fine, and they called the president and told him, and he was like, that guy's okay. I said, just let him go. And so they did, and everything was okay, everything was fine. And I wish I could have seen him in person and said, thank you, Mr. President, or at least talked to him on the phone and just showed my appreciation. Because, the freedom of expression is so important. And I just wanted to thank him for that, because, this whole country is going to hell because of the liberals. By the way, did you see how our main man Trump handled the debate the other night? He just went in there like he always does. He knows what to do, and he was packing heat just like he always does, with guns ablazing, and was just like, he mopped the floor with Sleepy Joe Biden, or rather Sloppy Joe, and I don't care what the liberal media says, Trump was the winner by far. And as usual, he is winning, and just look around. The stock market is through the roof, the economy couldn't be better, and we're all prospering, and everything is going better than ever, okay? America is great again, and we have to keep America great. And that's why you got to vote for Donald J. Trump, and you got to get your friends, and your family, and your relatives, and everybody, Billy Joe Bob and Bobby Joe Boo, and all the cousins, get them all together, run them up in the pickup truck, and get them there to the voting booths, and vote in person. Very important, because this election is going to be rigged. It's fraudulent. Mail-in voting is a fraud. It's corrupt. It's corruption. We know it is. And the Democrats and liberals are going to try to steal the election from Trump. But fortunately, he does have the Supreme Court. He's going to settle everything. And we're going to make it right. And take those fake ballots from those fake liberals and just throw them out. And Trump will be reelected 4 more years. Rock on, America. We're going to make it happen. But we've got to be smart, because just like Trump is, he is always so much smarter than the liberals and the fake news mainstream media. He's just so one step ahead of their game. Just like right now, he doesn't have this fake virus, but he's just playing along, playing their games and saying, he's got everybody together, playing the media, because the foolishness that's been happening now for months with this fake virus, which is just the flu, and that's all it is. And the Chinese and their bull, they started this because the Chinese are against us, they're against America, they're our enemy, and they've been trying to take us down now, especially because of Trump and the trade wars, and so they made all this up. And that's just to throw him off. But he's so, like I said, he's always one step ahead. And so right now, he's just taking his breather a step back so he can take care of course, them pedophile rings, the network. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. He knows, you and I know, with Hillary, lock her up. She should have been in jail. You got them child sex slaves in the downstairs basement of the pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. You know that's true. And so they're all out there acting like nothing, nobody knows, and they can't, like they're, you know what, don't stink, and they're never going to get caught. And so that's why he had to take a moment to focus on that, because that's been going on for too long. You know, the pedophiles, and they got the, you know, Hollywood involved, and it's just a mess. You know, we gotta save the children, and Trump is out there protecting the children. The children! That's why he's doing this. It's for the kids, the little kids. Well, that's all I gotta say for now, but before I go, I just want to give a few shout outs. First to the Proud Boys. Yes, I'm so proud of you, Proud Boys. You just keep doing what you do. Being yourselves. Don't let anybody tell you what you can do and what you can say. You are free to be you. That's why we have freedom, and you keep fighting for that. You stand back and stand strong and stand by, just like our main man Trump says. And I fully support you and your cause, and I don't care what any of my neighbors say. I'm not really talking to nobody, because I'm just finding there's less and less of them I can trust. That's all there is to it. I know which ones are leftists and part of the radical left-wing mob, and it's too much. You know, the other day I was driving by and I saw all these bears, Biden-Harris signs. I call bears signs. They're just all over the place. It made me want to throw up. I just want to puke in my pickup truck. So I was driving and seeing all that and making me really want to hurl. And my nerves can't handle it. Just cannot. So I was so happy about hearing the president talk about Proud Boys, and I'm so proud of my Proud Boys. And all of you out there, all the different groups, right wing forever, okay, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean. You know, rock on America, the true Americans. You know who you are, okay? Now we got to keep fighting the good fight, which reminds me, of course, I have to also give a shout out to QAnon. Where we go one, we go all.